Okay, I welcome you all with love. We are doing a variety of things. We're just finishing the 0 Point course, which is really how to quiet the mind, not with meditation, but by clearing the thoughts of the mind. And that leads me into, this is exactly what's needed with this COVID-19 scare. And I mean, use the word scare. That doesn't mean it isn't happening. That doesn't mean people aren't dying from it. It's not what we're talking about. What it does mean is, in the bigger picture, which I will be putting out my newsletter very soon, relatively speaking, it's nowhere near the seriousness and the mortality of some of the other viral infections that have swept through the world. What's unique is the tremendous amount of panic all over the world. This isn't just the United States. It's all over the world that people are in a high level of panic. You want to know, you want to ask the question, what's going on? But I'm actually not going to ask that question because I have some really good news. What's coming out in the news is there is a cure. Now, that's exciting. Is it a proven cure? Well, to prove smoking causes cancer, it took them 30 years to definitively prove it. I mean, that's the full scientific technique. But there's another way of looking at it. It's like, okay, we have 3 research reports from around the world that show somewhere between in 5 to 6 days using the hydroxyquinone and zinc, and especially and different antibiotics, they were able to knock out it fully and 100% with no viral load. Research in Australia, research in France, it took them 6 days, and now we're hearing a report in New York, which is phenomenal, and it kind of hit the news yesterday, I think, where this one doctor, really a total of about 500 patients. 500 patients is a lot. That's significant. Using the hydroxychloroquine and the zinc and the antibacterial antibiotics, was able to get 100% result. 0 virus, no deaths, no intubations, no hospitalizations, and 5 days. Now, does that tell us something? What it tells us is we do have a cure. Now, when I went to medical school, I was taught there's no cure for type 2 diabetes. Well, if you read in my books, there is a cure for type 2 diabetes. In 3 weeks, we were able to cure with diet, because I want you to hear this part. With diet, we got a 61% cure of type 2 diabetes, people who are non-insulin dependent, in 3 weeks. That's not theoretically possible. We got it, or I didn't mean theoretical. It's not what you're taught in medical school. So we're doing the same thing. They want to tell you there's no cure and just panic, and let's go into fear. Of course, that makes everything worse. And it's a very important message. Yeah, there is a cure, but there's a way more important message than that. Yes, there is a cure, and if you know someone that knows how to do ozone therapy, that's another potential cure. But we're looking at 3 locations around the world with similar results. That's very exciting, particularly the research from New York, which is 500. The others were smaller groups, like 6 people and so forth, like in France, sponsored by the French government. Okay? So know that there's openings here. But perhaps more important, we need to take a look beyond this microbe, kind of a focus, because this debate has been going on since the 1850s, and we have Louis Pasteur, which is the microbe's the problem. That's pretty much the allopathic approach. And we have the Claude Bernard, the terrain is the cure. Now, when Louis Pasteur died, he said Claude Bernard was right. It's not the microbe, it's the terrain. Now, what's the terrain? It's your health. It's how you take care of yourself. And if you kind of look at the statistics and you kind of see through it a little bit, people who are healthy, if they get it all, they're getting more mild. Now, that's a generalization, but it's an important generalization. People who are not healthy, whether they're younger or older, are tending to get it. People who are older, who are healthy, and please, there are lots of healthy older people, okay, are not necessarily getting it at the rates of people who are older and unhealthy and have compromised immune systems. So it's really good to kind of have the overview that if you're healthy and you have good nutrition, you're eating well and you're exercising, you're far less likely to get this. Significantly less likely. And now more researchers are coming out with that. Again, I'll be talking about it in my article, but I'm making a point. The terrain is everything. Almost everything, not everything, because, yeah, obviously you do with a microbe. But if you're healthy, your chances of getting it are way less. That's what I want you to hear. Now, what are we talking about healthy? Well, clearly they found that zinc is a big player. Now, I don't want to focus on zinc because that makes it more allopathic, but clearly zinc blocks viral replication, and in this case, this virus replication. It blocks the ability of this particular COVID-19 to get into the cell and get into the mitochondria to reproduce its viral RNA. Well, that's pretty significant. But there's a bigger picture. Healthy nutrition. Now, for me, the healthy nutrition is going to be a 100% plant-based, vegan, 80% live food diet. It's going to be very, very good. Now, I actually don't know anyone of all the people who I work with who actually have gotten sick. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't. I just haven't heard of it. So that's a really important part. At least 100% plant-based, 80% live food, and with proper supplements. In this case, proper supplements are going to clearly include, obviously, zinc and vitamin C, vitamin D. We know that vitamin D at 2,000 units is going to cut down lower respiratory infections by 40 to 50%. Not bad. Vitamin A protects the lining of the lungs. That's another thing that's really good that some of the doctors are using. I'm not the only one out there talking about nutrition, okay? So vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D is important. Exercise, breathing exercises to expand the energy of our lungs. We have some very simple but very, very powerful ways to protect ourselves. Now, one of the most important, keep a happy mind, keep a clear mind. Why am I giving you good news? Well, I like to give good news, if possible, but because I know when you move out of fear, your immune system's going to do better. Your life is going to be better. You're going to be happier. So when we take that, then we can say, okay, we're somehow confined to our locations. Fine, let's use it to go in. Let's use it to be creative. Let's use it to create with our family. And maybe we should also use it to take a look at our lifestyle. Okay? Maybe we should use it to say, well, am I living as healthy as I can? Can I use this reset, at least 2 weeks, but maybe more, but at least 2 weeks, to look at my life and upgrade it? To even better protect the terrain, to protect my immune system, protect my mental health. We clearly know that people who are depressed, get sick more and actually don't live as long, lots of problems. So that's important. So I just want to take the bigger picture in this story to say, wow, yeah, there's a cure. That's important, of course. But most of us need to look at build the terrain, and so you don't even talk about getting sick or needing a cure, okay? And that's with our lifestyle. That's what's bringing more love into our life, bringing more of God into our life, bringing more of proper nutrition into our life, bringing more exercise into our life. And that is the gift of this coronavirus. Kind of a crown chakra awareness, the corona. So let's take advantage of this gift. Yes, I know there's dangerous parts. I'm not ignoring that, but it's always good to see the gift here. So may you be blessed with understanding the gift that we're being received, and best of all, take advantage of it. Peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Tekiwasin.